Hey there, friends. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Ken here, your Thrifty Apprentice, and welcome to week 4 of Thrifty Pastel Month 2025. Thrifty Pastel Month is a month-long challenge that runs throughout the month of November every year, giving you 4 prompts to create around. You get 1 week for each prompt, making it very low stress and very low impact. Thank you to everyone who has been participating in this month-long challenge since it began, and we will be getting around to wrapping everything up on November the 30th, including a live that will announce the giveaway winner for the prize package for Thrifty Pastel Month. So again, thank you so very much for everyone who has been participating. And don't forget, it's not too late. You have until the 30th to get as many of those prompts submitted as you want, and they're very easy and straightforward. Now, I should also tell you guys that today's time lapse is available as a real-time tutorial over in the Creation Station level of the Thrifty Patreon community. You can check the video description for the link leading you to Patreon and check out all of the perks that come along with the Creation Station, giving you the chance to make the determination whether it's something that'll be right for you. It is a monthly membership that is very low cost, but offers you enormous perks behind the scenes, traceables, and so many more extra goodies that you won't find here on YouTube, including full-time and real-time tutorials to most of the things you see time-lapsed. So definitely jump in the video description, hit that link, go check it out, and I hope to see you as a member of the Creation Station really, really soon. Now, back around to Thrifty Pastel Month. As I told you earlier, this is week 4. The prompt for this week is bulb. And I normally do a Christmas bulb painting around this time every year, but I decided I would take this in a completely different direction, but still let you see the word or the prompt bulb being used. I am tackling this illustration with my Paul Rubens 48 count of oil pastels, which I have been testing over the last week and a half, getting ready for a review of this product. I'm about 2, 3, maybe 4 illustrations in at this point, and I think I have finally formulated enough of an opinion from using them and from the presentation of the package when it was delivered in order to offer my opinion in a review, so you can look for that to be coming up sooner than later. Now, as I said earlier, the prompts for Thrifty Pastel Month are very straightforward, and I decided to keep it very, very beginner friendly for this last one, taking us on out of the gate. I started with a background and keeping it very dark. It's a night sky with a silhouetted scene. So we started with black at the top, and we slowly progressed down from black to lighter blues at the bottom, blending up and down as we went in order to give ourselves a very painterly or pastel-y sky and background, which worked out pretty well. Afterwards, I'm just going to go in and start putting in the very simple silhouette images in the back in order to create distance and to make the picture look like it has depth. I'm going to be blending in some medium blue trees, and I'm doing that by stippling the pastel onto the surface and then using different tools in order to blend those and give them the appearance of trees. Now, I'm going to follow that up with putting black on. What I use to blend my pastels is pretty straightforward. These are actually nail art tools. They're basically silicone tools that you would typically find in like your craft section or your fine art section, and they do tend to be pricey when they're in those sections. However, you can find some of the same tools in the nail art section. You get about 4 or 5 of those tools with double heads on them, and they cost you worlds less than the ones you would get in the fine art section or the crafting section. So definitely give it a try if you are looking for something to blend your oil pastels with. I absolutely love them. Outside of that, I typically use my finger for blending. Every now and then I'll grab a Q-tip, although I'll be honest, I don't have as much luck with Q-tips as I see other pastel artists have. They always tend to lift the pastel off the paper for me. But these blendy tools and my fingers never ever fail. They always come through. At this point, I've moved on to putting on the trees with the black. Now, first it was the layer of the kind of dark blue, so we'll look like we have trees in the distance. And at this point, we're layering on black, basically putting in all of our foreground imagery. And I am just going to put trees around the corners and images in the corners of this illustration, basically creating a frame so that it looks like, if you look through the picture, distance, it just goes back for a while. And that's the hope. I'm using the exact same technique to blend these trees as I did with the blue ones. I'm stippling on the black oil pastel, and then I'm going back with my blendy tool in order to blend that pastel into the shape of trees, being sure to keep it really stipply along the edge so it'll look like leaves or branches or things like that. Now, you'll see me kind of explaining what I'm doing, or you'll see what seems like I'm talking throughout this video. And again, that's because this is a real-time tutorial over in the Creation Station, where I walk you through every single thing I do when it comes to our real-time tutorials. Now, I was going to put on my string of lights, and I grabbed a General's black pastel pencil, but they are really, really hard. And these Paul Rubens soft pastels are really, really soft. So that pastel pencil was not sticking. It just was not having it. So instead, I grabbed a Prismacolor color pencil in the shade of black, because Prismacolor pencils are super, super soft. And they're the only thing that I have found will stick to the top of oil pastels with absolutely no problem, regardless of how much pastel you already have on the paper. So definitely give your Prismacolor color pencils, if you have some, a try, along with your oil pastels, and see how to pump up the game. You could probably also use like Derwent Chroma Flow, because they're pretty soft as well. So definitely give color pencils and oil pastels a try. Once I drew on the strings that the lights or the light bulbs would be hanging from, I drew on the little black connecting part, just so it would look like the strings had lights hanging off of them. And then I decided to throw in a little branch here and there sticking out of those tree masses, just to give it a little bit more realism. At this point, I'm going to move in and put on the bulbs. And that's actually pretty easy. I grabbed the white oil pastel, and I'm just making small circles on the little notches that I drew on the strings to attach the bulbs to. And I'm going to make sure that as I go up my page, the bulbs are smaller. And as I come towards the bottom of my page, where it would be closer to the viewer, the bulbs get a bit bigger. And this again is just going to help give the illusion of distance, giving you the opportunity to look at the illustration more than one way. It could either be creating distance, maybe you're driving backwards into it, or it's right up on you. And that wraps it up. I'm going to go ahead and remove the tape. And thank you all for joining me. Remember, as I tell you at the end of every single video, other than check the video description, show a little love by liking the video, share if you would like. Make sure you jump in the comment section with any questions or any thoughts that you have. Check the most recommended product list. And remember, as I tell you at the end of every single video, just keep creating.